Hi, everyone. Welcome to the season 8 premiere of the ZAYA show. I am so happy to finally be talking to you guys. A lot of things has changed recently. As you can't tell, we're officially all video podcasts, so that is a great news. There's been so many things I need to catch up with you on about so many things in this journey about self-love that I've been on. But before we get started with the podcast, I know I haven't been here for a while, so just remember, subscribe to Spotify. If you're on Spotify, you actually get to see the video, so you don't have to go into YouTube. But if you don't have Spotify and you're on Apple Podcasts, just go to our YouTube channel at the Zaya Show, and as well follow me on Instagram at the_Zaya_show to get all promotional content as well, all the fun behind the scenes things. So let's get started with this iconic season, okay? Now, first off, I know I made a podcast trailer where I kind of answered the question why I came back, but we're going to go into a deeper discussion about that today with that. But first off, just to clear the air, why did I end the podcast on the first go? It was like, you did great season 7, you said deuces. And honestly, after season 7, I said this in different discussions with different interviews that I did for this season. But really, when I ended through season 7, I was already burnt out. I was burnt out. Like, you have to remember that I was going through, and y'all probably don't know, but I was going through a lot. Post-grad life was literally kicking my butt. Best way to put it. And nothing came easy. I always had to work harder on it, which I mean, like everybody does. But for that, I had to work extra harder. I felt like I wasn't giving my all to certain things. I just felt like I wasn't good enough for anything, honestly. Like, I just felt like I wasn't good. Like, I know I'm great. I know I'm capable. And it was like, how can I make something better than what I did before? Because I did it so good for season 5 and season 6. In season 7, I just felt like it was there. Like, everybody was great that came on. Everybody that every single discussion was great. But for me, it was like, when I compared it to other seasons, it was like, what's happening? So after taking some time off and just going offline and really just diving into how I got into podcasting. And I did theater again. So I did community theater. We did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the musical. I was Grandpa George, not the fun one. I was the grumpy one in the bed that sat there all the time. But having that type of experience really gave me an outlet to just create without feeling any pressure for myself. And I just got to explore, and it was so much fun. And then also throughout that summer, I went to Hawaii for a family trip, and there's been so many gems that happened throughout that trip, throughout just like really taking a break and getting away from everything. And that's one thing that I realized through my journey of self-love, is that the minute you get away from everything, like that environment that you've been in for so long, you're going to realize, wow, it's not like this everywhere. So that was one area. And then as I came back, I had my juices flowing. I was debating about making a new podcast. I knew for sure I wanted to come back in the fall, in the winter. And then as soon as I was planning and making it as I thought it was going to be season 8, I went through a breakup. So I'm single now. So that kind of left me with some ideas of just like what I could talk about, as well what discussions we could really go into a deeper meetings, deeper now. But honestly, post breakup, post exhaustion, it's just a journey. It's literally just been a journey of self-love, and I've been really learning how to love myself more than ever. As you can tell, my skin is glowing, darling. I just need a shave, but the skin is glowing, it's popping, honey. But I've just been doing the work, and I know that sounds so cliche, but the work sometimes, some days I'm feeling great, some days I'm feeling sad and angry about why this didn't go out the way that I wanted to. And it took some time, obviously, give yourself space for that. But as I let the tears come out, as I allow myself to be vulnerable and showcase emotions that I wasn't even like, I didn't like seeing myself. I did not like to cry before. Like, I hated crying. Now, if I cry and I accept it because that's getting the negative energy or whatever is holding in with me on out. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that I've just been accepting really, just like all the emotions that I'm feeling. If I'm feeling sad one day, I don't sulk in it, but I allow myself to feel that emotion. And I just journal. I journal more than ever, girl. Like journaling, baby. That's the real key to self-love. Okay, honey? If y'all want to know what self-love is, and self-love is not it's not a destination, it's a journey. So when you are journaling, you don't need to have a prompt. I don't do a prompt. I just go straight into it and just like give it cold turkey chaser about what I'm feeling, what triggered me, and how it just I need to be heard. And that's one thing that really helped me in the beginning and still helping me. Another thing is finding new hobbies. I do a lot of new things since we last discussed. So I actually paint more. I've been getting into my artsy bag a little more. I what I like to do is now. At first, I thought I just like coloring, but that's just not the case no more because it's getting boring. So while I'm on this journey, I just like get the miniature buildings from like Michael's and I've just been painting them. And it's been very therapeutic for me. I'll paint it with some music in the background or just like some noise in the background. And I just allow myself to paint, color it. I even hot glue some different people on it to make it look like a scene or actual people on there. So I'm making my own Christmas village, which is a goal of mine, which is very good. But that is one thing that I really like now. If I didn't allow myself to really go in and just allow myself to be free. Another thing that I did, girl, I went into a haunted house for the first time. I hated haunted houses before, but after the breakup and after going through what I did, I lost my grandfather on my dad's side this summer. It's just that life is too short, and we don't know what's gonna happen, y'all. Okay, so we gonna make the most out of it. So whatever happens, happens. But having all those experiences, I was just in a space where I just needed to live. And that's what I've been doing since. So I make time to record, but I'm also making time to live my life. And I think that's where I went wrong as well with self love. You need to know what boundaries to give to yourself. I'm a workaholic. I will record all day if I can. Now I do like mostly like 2 episodes a night, call it a day. I might do a short little cute funny video for Instagram and stuff like that. But the more you give yourself, like we always talk about like giving other people boundaries of just like, oh my gosh, like you can't do this to me. But it's very important for us to give our own selves boundaries as well. Like my boundary is don't record an episode if you are feeling drained. Don't um do homework after 11. If the homework's not done by 11, most of the time it's literally not because it's due to the next day. So I allow myself to really like be very strict with myself to the point where I have to get stuff done sooner and I have to do things in a faster way. So if I know I'm not going to do homework at 11 o'clock at night, I now do it at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. So that way I'm still keeping true to myself and being loving and caring to myself. And that's self-love at its finest. So journaling, trying new things. Another new thing that I tried, which is so random and I didn't mention it, rock climbing. Not actually on a mountain, not actually on the rock. We went to like an area facility in our city. It was very interesting. All my friends thought that I would be the one that would be able to climb and swing like Tarzan. However, I froze like a spider, like that, on there. And even though I froze, it just showed like you don't know what you're gonna like or what you're not gonna like. But the fact is, when I could have just been scared and just like been like old me would have been like, oh my gosh, like I'm terrible at this. I never want to do it again. New me was laughing at myself. I said, girl, I look like Hannah Montana when she couldn't even get down from the rope. Like, girl, and it's just like it was fun. And I'm glad I got to share new experiences like that because that's what makes us human. That was I was missing in my life. I was just missing new experiences. I was missing going out to places and trying new things. I was just so in the mindset of just work and school and this and that and just the same old, same old. When you get to switch it up a little, you get to build new experiences, and that what keeps life fun. So when you are looking, and for my creators especially, and for people out there in general, just try new things. You never know what you might like until you try. You know what I'm saying? So just as long as you try something new, it's gonna work out. Like even if you hate it, it's gonna work out because now you can say, "Well, I can do that now." I can say I know how to rock climb. I may suck at it, but at least I know I can say I know how to put the harness on and I know how to kind of get up there. But any progress is better than no progress. And that's one thing. And all of this going into season 8, making season 8, I just try new things. I'm trying new conversations. I'm being more vulnerable. There's some things where I get teary-eyed or I get a little more aggressive in the voice, and that's okay too, because I am human. I'm not gonna be screaming at you throughout the season or crying like, oh, but I'm gonna be as honest and vulnerable. And that's something that I was so uncomfortable with, like allowing myself to cry on camera or being angry or feeling deep sadness on camera or even a silence moment. And it took some time, and I'm doing the work. And I like to say I'm a work in progress all the time. Like I'm never going to be finished. There's always going to be things I could do better as a person. But the person I am now is I am happier with myself. I am more at ease. I don't have as much stress. And I'm not feeling drained, which is great. And I think you could tell throughout the way I'm talking and also the way that I'm just am. I'm just having a good time. And I'm here to really just kick off this season with a bang. And this being the premiere episode, I'm just so happy. And I just want to give a shout out to all the different creators and different podcasters that reached out to me throughout my time of absence, just making sure I'm good. And just know that season 8 is all about the story of resilience. And this beginning chapter is all about journey to self love. In the journey to self love, we're not worried about the final product. We're just worried about where are we going to be right now? How can I fix this as of right now? And this works for me now, but it might not work for me later. And that's also okay too. When you're thinking about self love, you have to also know that you're going to change. You're going to change your hair. You're going to change your clothes. You can change your mind. That's the way it's go. You can say goodbye, but you can say hello, but you're always going to find your way back. What? Home to you. Okay, girl? So just know when you're going through the emotions and you're feeling triggered and that guy or that girl did this or that friend didn't, that friend wasn't a good friend or that parent wasn't a good parent or the Chipotle guy didn't put the right amount of rice in your damn bowl. And just know, like, it's okay. Shit's gonna happen in life. And it's all about how we react. And it's all about where we go afterwards. So just know, love yourself by saying, I love me, by saying, I am here for me, I am protected, I am loved, and I am amazing, and I am enough. That's all you have to say, darlings. I am enough. I'm enough, girl. I didn't think I was enough for a while. And it was because of just my self-conscious issues. And I didn't think I was enough with season 7. I didn't think I was enough when I wanted to do a theater show out of after a year. I didn't think I was enough for fashion, or I didn't think I was enough when it came to makeup and stuff like that. I didn't think I was enough when it came to the gym. But you know what? I am enough, bitch. And if you want to be a part of my life, I am enough, and you're going to have to fill my cup. And so just surrounding yourself with people that fills your cup and just really supportive of your growth really going to make a big difference when it's a journey to self-love. All the friends that I have now and then has been supportive, and I'm just so grateful for having people like that in my life. And I wish the same for your life. On a lighter note, to say with season 8 premiere is November 12th. It's been a good one. The first episode, Jibbies, is out. And I just feel comfortable with you. It don't even feel like promote, like feel so forced. It just feels like just rolling off the tongue. It just feels very kind of like personal conversation, if you get what I'm saying. But the next episodes for season 8, it's going to be a little bit of everything. We got some amazing guests coming on that's going to make us laugh, that might make us cry, that might make us think about, girl, I need to get my shit together. But we're going to learn so much about each other throughout this journey. So I want you to respond to the poll of what works for you when it comes to self-love. Is it just a day out on the town? Is it you sleep in a bit more? Is it a longer shower? Is it reading a book? Is it eating crumble cookies and some Chipotle like I do sometimes? Like, what works for you for self-love? Because everybody got a different way of doing self-love. And self-love, some days you're gonna be happy and some days you're gonna be sad. Some days you're gonna be angry and then some days you're gonna be resentful. So allow yourself to feel all those emotions. Allow yourself to treat the way that best treats for you. Remember, you're dating yourself first, okay? You date yourself first. You set the boundaries for what everybody else going to have to fall in line for, okay? And that's what I'm doing. So for the next man that comes in my life, baby, just know it's a whole new me, baby. Okay, okay, okay. Uh, on that note, thank you so much for listening to the ZAYA Show, the first episode of season 8, the journey of self-love. And I hope you got something out of this episode. It's great talking with you once again. Be sure to subscribe to the ZAYA Show on all streaming platforms. On Spotify, if you're watching this, you get to see the full video, which is so exciting. However, if you're on Apple and you're like, man, I wish I could see Isaiah's face right now and see what he's wearing, just know you could always go onto our YouTube channel at the ZAYA Show and just watch the interview or the episodes there of what I'm going to be doing for season 8 as well. Also follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of funny things. I was talking to a goat that didn't make the season. So I talked to a goat. And there's different things that I do for fun, just for my Insta fam. So be sure to follow us on Instagram at _ZAYA_show. Thank you so much for welcoming me back into your podcast life, into your morning routine, into your night routine, into your midday routine when you just want to break from work and you're just eating lunch and you're hearing my voice. Thank you so much. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what this season has in store for us.